There is a number that refuses to stay hidden. It appears on clocks, receipts, flight numbers, phone batteries. Random moments that no longer feel random. 11:11. 11%, 11 minutes. 11 days. And for reasons most people struggle to explain, they remember it. Psychology calls it pattern recognition, a harmless bias of the mind, a glitch in how the brain processes repetitive data. But ancient systems of hidden knowledge described something else entirely. A signal, a threshold, a structural interruption in ordinary perception. Because long before digital clocks existed, before algorithms, before modern screens, ancient builders carved the symbolism of 11 into temples, sacred architecture, and systems of initiation. They believed reality itself moved through hidden patterns, and among them, one number stood apart. Not stable like 10, not complete, but disruptive, transitional, a doorway. The number 11. The question is not whether you have seen it. The question is, why does it appear when something inside your life begins to shift? What if it isn't a coincidence at all, but a prompt from the operating system itself? Look closely at the number itself. 2 vertical lines, standing side by side, balanced, symmetrical, silent. At first glance, it appears simple, barely a number at all, just a repetition of the baseline unit. But ancient symbolism rarely hides meaning on the surface. Across multiple civilizations, twin pillars represented passage, a gateway between worlds. In ancient Egypt, sacred entrances were guarded by towering structures meant to separate ordinary consciousness from sacred understanding. To pass between them was to leave the mundane behind and enter the realm of deeper architecture. Later, mystery traditions repeated the pattern. 2 columns, 2 forces, 2 states of perception, the known and the unknown, light and shadow. Even in architecture, pillars exist for one reason: support. They bear the load of a ceiling you cannot fully see from the ground floor. Without structure, collapse becomes inevitable. And this raises an uncomfortable question. What invisible structures hold ordinary reality together? Numerology refers to 11 as a master number. But the language itself can be misleading to the modern ear. People hear the word master and imagine power, control, wealth, destiny. That is not what ancient systems implied. Mastery begins with pressure. 11 represents tension, heightened awareness, contradiction, the feeling that something familiar no longer feels complete, as if ordinary explanations suddenly stop working, and something deeper starts pressing against the surface, not loudly, quietly, relentlessly. This may explain why periods of intense personal change often arrive alongside recurring patterns, repeated numbers, strange timing, unusual coincidences, moments difficult to explain, yet strangely impossible to ignore. To see how deep the structure goes, we must look at how the modern matrix tracks itself. Time, space, and institutional infrastructure. Consider our global timekeeping apparatus. The division of the day relies on twin blocks of 12. But look at the transition points. The final hour before the shift happens is the 11th hour. In idioms and historical texts, the 11th hour signifies the absolute last moment before change becomes irreversible, the edge of the cliff, the moment before the system resets. Even our calendar carries this hidden asymmetry. The 11th month, November, holds the historical weight of endings and transitions. a seasonal shedding of the old before winter locks the system down. In human history, the massive global conflict of World War I was brought to a synchronized halt specifically on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. A coordinated alignment of human intent executed under a specific numerical canopy. When we pivot from history to modern architecture, the parallel lines return. The modern financial and corporate landscapes are dominated by structures designed to project absolute stability. Yet, the most iconic symbols of global commerce, such as the fallen Twin Towers of New York, stood on the landscape as a literal massive physical manifestation of the number 11. Two parallel pillars anchoring global attention. When the code is built into the calendar, the clock, and the skyline, it ceases to be a fringe mystical concept. It becomes a design template, a signature left by the architects who understand how geometry directs human focus and energetic flow. But here is where the pattern becomes truly difficult to dismiss. Why does the number 11 seem attached to moments of personal transition, moments of disruption, moments where perception changes? The Swiss psychologist Carl Jung used a precise term for experiences like this: synchronicity, meaningful coincidence, events connected not through obvious physical cause, but through underlying meaning. Consider how often people report seeing 1111 during periods of profound uncertainty, career changes, identity shifts, relationships ending, inner transformations, almost as if awareness itself begins searching for order, searching for clues within the simulation. And history carries its own strange echoes. Apollo 11. The mission that altered humanity's perception of physical possibility, reaching the lower atmosphere to touch another celestial body. Twin pillars appearing across almost every major sacred tradition globally. Even the binary systems that run our digital age are built entirely upon ones and zeros. The architecture of modern technology itself beginning with a single line. 1. Repeated. Coincidence? Perhaps. But hidden systems often reveal themselves through repetition. Not through loud announcements, but through repetition. The same signal appearing often enough to demand the intellect's attention. If reality behaves like a built structure, then structures leave patterns, and patterns leave fingerprints. The number 11 may not be a message from an external entity. It may be a mirror, a symbolic interruption, a moment where the automation of perception pauses long enough to notice itself. But every doorway comes with a hidden danger. Because once people begin noticing patterns, many become entirely consumed by them, searching endlessly, assigning cosmic meaning to every license plate, every receipt, every minor coincidence, waiting for numbers to decide what their life should mean. That is the ultimate trap of the system. Symbols were never designed to replace active thought, only to provoke it. The moment curiosity becomes obsession, awareness turns into confusion, and confusion becomes psychological dependency. You stop acting, and you start waiting for a sign. The hidden traditions never taught blind belief or superstition. They taught observation, discipline, discernment, to notice patterns without surrendering your mind to them. Because perhaps awakening is not a dramatic, cinematic event. Perhaps it begins quietly, by recognizing how automated most of ordinary life actually is. The repeated habits, the unconscious loops, the invisible systems shaping your attention every hour of the day. And once those loops are seen, they become impossible to unsee. Maybe the real matrix was never an external machine. Maybe it was repetition itself, the unconscious architecture governing ordinary life. And perhaps 11 appears during moments when that structure begins to crack. So the next time the number appears on a screen or a document, pause. Do not rush to explain it away with complex mysticism. Do not rush to dismiss it as mere coincidence either. Simply observe. What was crossing your mind at that exact microsecond? What changed in your life the moment you began noticing it? Because the most important patterns are not the ones operating outside you. They are the ones quietly shaping who you become from within. And if hidden systems, forgotten symbolism, and the unseen architecture of reality interest your intellect, subscribe to Prime Cipher. Some patterns are entirely random. Others wait patiently to be decoded.